Mutual UFO Network Case Number 76182, May 5, 1983, Glastonbury, Connecticut, 2 a.m., duration 10 minutes. The date and time are approximate. The submitter states, "My story begins when I was 3 or 4 years old. I am currently 36, so I estimate the time frame to be sometime during 1983 or 1984. I have always had a very vivid long-term memory and can still remember conversations from when I was 3 very clearly, details of where we lived, and people that came around. On the night in question, I recall waking up in the middle of the night and looking up at the ceiling. I shared a room with my older brother and we slept in bunk beds. I had the bottom bunk. As I lay there, I realized that everyone else must be asleep. Looking to the right side of the bed, at the ceiling, I received a mental image of the ceiling dissolving and giving way to a starry night sky. I then saw the image of what looked like a pizza. Remember, I was only 3 to 4, so I didn't have many reference points to compare the image to other than food items, floating down over the hole where the ceiling had been. The pizza, disc-shaped object, stopped descending and hovered, blocking out the starry sky image. I was then suddenly no longer alone in the room. There were 3 or 4 small people standing around the edges of my bed. The left side of the bed was positioned flush against the wall, leaving only the foot of the bed and the right side accessible to the visitors. All 3 stood at the right side of the bed, side by side, staring at me. I wasn't afraid and was excited that someone was there since everyone in my family was asleep. I looked them over curiously while sitting straight up in my bed. Not knowing what to make of them, I asked them out loud who they were and why they were in my room. Without answering verbally, one of them telepathically said to me, "We are the Go-Go's." I can't remember what else was said, but as I recall, they did say a few other things. They were short legs of some sort. Where a shirt pocket might appear on a dress shirt, they each had 3 or 4 colored buttons. I say buttons because as a child I had no better description. The buttons looked like they could be pressed. Out of curiosity, I reached out and poked one of the Go-Go's colorful buttons, much to his/her dislike. Without warning and without being able to understand why, I could feel that they were very upset with this unsolicited physical contact on my part. The being reacted swiftly by swinging its arm towards my face. Its arm never made contact with my face, but I recall being knocked over into my pillows as if I'd been struck. I was totally surprised by this and could tell they were quite offended. They then turned away from me and vanished. As when they arrived, I had a vision of the ceiling dissolving once more. This time their craft appeared to resemble a plum shape as they left. As the craft ascended, the ceiling slowly reappeared and I immediately fell asleep. The Mutual UFO Network has been doing the Air Force's business since 1969. We are a free, open grassroots network of volunteers. Do not give your precious personal report to government agencies like AARO or private corporations. You are funding a black hole and will never know what happened to your report. We investigate. We make our data public. Please consider joining us. But more importantly, if you have seen something or if you believe you have been abducted, MUFON is where you should report your event. Go to www.mufon.com and click on the red Report a UFO Report button. If you believe you have been abducted, click on the Abduction button. A qualified MUFON field investigator will contact you if your case is credible.